Welcome Aries, my name is Elizabeth Bratcher and I am here to do a reading for you for the month of June. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch me today. I do appreciate you sparing some of your time and getting to know who I am and how I read. And so I just want to remind you that I am reading for a few of you today. So just remember to always take just what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Not every single component is always going to fit, and that's okay. Obviously a big thank you to those of you who have subscribed to the channel. If you haven't already, all you need to do is click subscribe below. I do daily reads as well, which is just good for a little bit of insight and guidance. And I also do weekly reads as well. So it'd be great if you could join me. You'll also find me on Facebook under Elizabeth Bratcher Psychic Medium. So I'm going to show you that I am working with the Sun and the Moon Tarot today. And I'm also working with my Elysical deck. Okay, so how I work, guys, is I'll have a look and sit through relationship energy. That involves, love, relationships, friendships, family, all of those different components involved into it. And then I'll have a look at work, career, finances, all of that sort of energy that's there. And then finally, I'll pull some cards to see just what you need to know most, what we can expect, what we can see around other dynamics, and all of that kind of energy as well, okay? So I've already given the cards a nice good shuffle before we started, so I don't need to spend too much time with you today shuffling them. Okay, so guys, we're going to have a look at love. Love and relationships, energies around what you need to know most. That card's been coming up a lot this week. All right, so Aries, when we're looking at love for you through the month of June, and as I said, encompassing relationships, which means also friendships, relationships with work, family, all of those kind of little bits and pieces that's there. So for whatever it's applying to you for this month. So when I sit with you, yeah, nice. Okay, so it shows that there's been a little bit of external conflict around. Okay, so what this generally means is that exactly that, conflict with another person. And conflict is a big word, so sometimes it can just mean that there's been petty indifferences, but other times it can mean that you've been really feeling that things are out of sync. And I feel, Aries, that for some of you it is just going to be that smaller part, but I feel like for others this has actually been sitting for quite a while. Okay, but it's nice because you've got the change of luck card that sits there, but you've also pulled the Ace of Cups as well, which shows that there's a nice change, there's a nice shift coming that's there. So don't be mindful, not to worry. You've got the self-denial card that sits there, okay? And sometimes, you may not believe actually that things have the shift, or that you have the power to actually create the shifts that you need to fall back into alignment, Aries. And there's the energy around that very much shows, you've got that beautiful Empress card that sits there and shows that any delays and little things that come in the way, it's all good. They're not that they're meant to be there, but they're there, and it's nothing too much to worry about. You see, and then you pull the shit happens card as well, which is all about the fact that in life shit happens, and it's we can't make too much of a deal out of it. Sometimes we just have to be patient and take a breath through it, and things like that. And so those little bumps in the road don't necessarily have to mean the ends of relationships and things like that around you, but it also means that you have to look at the truth of situations too, okay? So it's funny, for me, I'm feeling like it's sitting either in just one extreme or the other. I don't feel like there's a lot of grey area with Aries for you guys this month. It either is just that it is little speed humps in the road, and so don't let it kind of get into the way of relationships. Step back and just kind of see your behaviours and take responsibility for your actions as well as theirs. Okay, no, don't take responsibility for theirs, but I mean, they have to take responsibility for theirs, but most certainly just take a moment to reflect on your own as well. But for others of you, as I said, I feel like this has been brewing for a long time, okay, and I feel like this shit happens, and that the delays that are there are kind of the universe trying to show you, hey, this isn't working, okay? So when we look and keep going, you've got the Three of Cups, you've got the Four of Wands, and you've got the Six of Wands. So there's definitely a nice shift. I don't want to be too heavy around with this. As I said, I feel like if it has been a long time coming, it has, and so we're almost expecting it. And not that it doesn't carry emotion, but I'm not feeling devastation here. In fact, you've pulled the healing card as well for the energy of the month too. So see what I mean? For some of you, it is just recognizing that there is just little speed humps, and don't let them turn into big mountains. And for others of you, you've climbed that mountain and you're down onto the other side now, okay? So yeah, what I want to say to you as far as love and relationships and all of that sort of stuff goes with you guys, Aries, this month is I kind of feel like you already know where you're at, okay? I don't feel that this is like, listening to this is like, oh, I feel like it's like, yeah. Okay, so it's time to continue on with that energy. It's time to continue on with what you already know to be true. All right, and as I said, you've got the Ace of Cups, you've got the change of luck that is sitting there. Things are waiting to shift. All right, and so I feel like, when we enter into, say, July and August, we are very much going to be sitting with a new and very positive energy around love and relationships. Okay, so keep sitting in your truth, because it's definitely taking you to where you want to be around that situation as it applies to you. And so, like, yeah, you've got the Eight of Cups, and that's the card that I mentioned has come out a few times. You've realised what no longer works and you're walking away from it, okay? So Aries, that's you with love this month, okay? Now let's have a look at just work and career and relationships and money, all of that kind of stuff. Falling back into place. Falling back into place is the word I get. Let's have a look. I feel like I should have music playing in the background. Do you think so? Like, not music as overpowering, but I sit here in this silence as I'm waiting for the energies to go, stop shuffling. All right, Aries. Nice. Good job. Oh, I want to go. Yeah, interesting. All right, so when it comes to relationships, work, and as I said, I'm looking at work. I'm asking about finances, career, all of that kind of energy that sits there with it, okay? So when I'm sitting with your Aries with this, you've got the energy of the month. It's interesting, both of your energies are the same. You've got the dead end card, which means that you've kind of worked out what no longer serves and you're walking away from it, and you've got the Eight of Cups again, which means again that you've worked out that something's no longer working and you're walking away from it. Okay, so and then see, your first card out is about moving on as well. So I feel like for some of you this isn't necessarily into something new. As I said, the energy I got was everything kind of falling back in. All right, so it's things starting to balance out. So for those of you that have had a little bit of financial strain around, I do want to say as well, like, you've got the Ten of Pentacles that's there, which can also talk about signing of contracts, new work, all of that kind of energy that sits there. Stability, security. You've got the Ace of Wands, a beautiful beginning that's full of creation and everything else like that. You've got the Two of Pentacles that's there, which is still just a little bit of juggling around finances and things like that, but also it can mean that you're juggling ideas around too about moving forward and, which way should I go? But you've got the Ace of Pentacles, which shows, again, a nice, beautiful beginning of financial stability and things like that. It's a time when things that you've been working for actually going to start coming into fruition. And two, beautiful aces that are sitting there. And for me, that's a really nice, beautiful energy. And so it's, like, you've got the Five of Swords that's there as well. So you may find that there has to be some sacrifices along the way. And sometimes it can be about sacrificing something to have something else, and other times for you guys, Aries, I feel like it's going to be about almost, if we look at the relationship energy and stepping back and moving away from something, especially considering you've got the same moving away card, it may well be that these new beginnings and these new creations have come off the back of something like that for some of you, okay? And that's all right, because, because you've got the love card in here as well. But what else you've pulled there is a balance, okay? So it's about keeping your balance in order, and for me, that's very much about perspective as well. For you guys this month, Aries, I feel like we're having to keep clear on our perspective around just where we're going, where we're at, where our security lies, ultimately sort of the growth that we want to see around ourselves. Have we reached that growth yet? All of those kind of bits and pieces. And it's not about instigating a big change. It's just about checking in on yourself, I feel, Aries. I just feel it's about checking in on yourself. And again, it's interesting, there's those two different, it's like Aries is sitting in one way or another this month. It's either things are all good, and as I said, you're just checking in on yourself, or, as I said, these changes are coming off the back of that other big change that's there, and they're just kind of let you go, it's all good, things are just kind of sitting here like this at the moment, but everything's working out all right. But then you're pulling the clear in the stables as well, which is out with the old and in with the new. So, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cards here that talk about the fact that you're kind of washing out back energy and moving forward. And as I said, Aries, I feel like, again, it's one extreme to the other. As far as this is resonating, because you're either sitting here or you're sitting here. I don't feel that there's a lot of grey area in between these two. Okay, so overall with finances, career, relationships, and all of those kind of little bits and pieces, as I said, for those of you that are fairly in balance, I just feel like it's keeping yourself in check, and things like that. But as I said, still a good, nice energy, because you've got these aces that are there. But there's a lot of energy that sits through this as well that's talking about, as I said, those new beginnings coming off the back of endings, okay? But it's a nice positive start, it really is. All right, Aries, so that's finances, career, relationship. What do I keep saying, relationships? You know why? Because there's a crossover. One thing bounces off another, you know what I mean? All that kind of energy that sits there. There's definitely a correlation, because my energy even just keeps slipping my tongue there. All right, so Aries, finally what I'm going to do is just have a look and see just what you need to know most through the month of June, okay? And for those of you who don't know me personally or haven't had a one-on-one reading with me, you'll know that I'm an energy worker, so I work with energy, sit with spirit, okay? So that's generally what I focus on with this card deck, which is what I created. And so, yeah, I'm just going to focus on just what you need to know most. So anything can come up here, okay? But it really is about what you do need to just give a little bit of food for thought to. Should I sing again? I keep hearing the music as I... Oh, wow. It's there again. Sneaking suspicion. Yeah, see? Oh, nice. All right. So beautiful. All right, Aries. So when I'm sitting with you for just what you need to know most over the month of June, okay? So you've got the Staying Connected card. So as I said, for some of you, there is some really big changes that are coming up and decisions and things like that. And as I said, I feel like you're already aware of this, okay? This isn't something that's going to blindside you. So when I created this card, it's all about, I've got words: desire, emotion, enjoy, patience, expression, spending time listening, understanding. It's all about that staying connected to yourself. It's very important that you do that. Okay, but as I said, everything's showing a positive outcome. So there's your improvement card as well. Just to say to you that it's all good. Everything is improving. But you've got the detox card that's there. And this is my beta deck. I haven't printed it off properly yet because I wanted to play with it. And so it doesn't really illuminate that very well. But it's a big volcano that's exploding, which means, as I said, I've got two cards in this deck. One's a sunset and one's a detox. The sunset's just an ending. It's gentle, but the detox isn't so gentle. It talks about endings. And needing that big detox that's there. I feel like, as I said, there's decisions to make that's here, and those decisions about staying connected to yourself and within relationships. Especially, I feel like there's a lot of decisions to be made that's there. The work and money sort of energy is just about maintaining and kind of dealing with the things on the back thereof. You know what I mean? So those initial decisions, and definitely self-care, staying true, honour and awareness around you, especially for those of you that those big energies apply to. Your energy for the month, you've got the healing card again. So as I said, there's a nice positive outcome. Look at that, on all three, you've got the Eight of Cups. You are definitely walking away from something that doesn't no longer serve you, okay? Even though there's still something here, you understand what I mean with that. You know that this no longer works and you're walking away. You pulled that on every single one. But then, as I said, you've got the Ace of Pentacles again as well, which has already come up that's there. So it's nice validation, just that, finances and things like that are moving in the right direction. You've got, so look, you've got the Seven of Swords that's there. That's like the wish card of the tarot, it talks about things are moving in your right direction. So have faith and trust in that, and don't let little challenges kind of get into your way. Yeah, so you got the Emperor, which shows that stability is coming in. Stability is coming in, okay? Four of Swords. as I said, for some of you, again, this is big changes. Rest, you know, look after yourself. The Three of Pentacles that's there, you know, that's a really nice card for me that always represents good communication with self, communication with others, but it's also like, you know, about that faith and connection to self and things like that. And as I said, you've also got the Eight of Cups that you've pulled out for the energy of the month. All right, so yeah, knowing nothing more can be done. But as I said, you're walking away, and I feel very much that's what June is about, walking away into something new. All right, so Aries, that is what I have for you. Thank you very much again for taking the time to watch. I hope that that has resonated. Please click like if you did like the video. Please click subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you tomorrow for the daily reads. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, and stay connected.